introduction to Governor O'Malley, to Baltimore's own Speaker of the House and partner with the soon-to-be Obama administration, Nancy Pelosi, Vice President-elect anybody could ever hope for, Joe Biden, and his even more wonderful wife, Jill Biden, to the people of Maryland, to the people of America. Thank you. Thank you. We began this train trip in Philadelphia earlier today, and it is fitting that we did so, because it was there that our American journey began. It was there that a group of farmers and lawyers, merchants and soldiers gathered to declare their independence and lay claim to a destiny that they were being denied. It was a risky thing, meeting as they did in that summer of 1776. There was no guarantee that in those early years did the odds seem insurmountable. More than once did ordinary men, fishermen, laborers, and craftsmen who called themselves an army face the prospects of defeat. And yet they were willing to put all they were and all they had on the line. Their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor for a set of ideals that continue to light the world. That we are all equal, and our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness come not from our laws, but from our Maker. And that a government of, by, and for the people can certainly endure. It was these ideals that led us to declare independence and craft our Constitution, producing documents that were imperfect, but with the blood, sweat, and tears of future generations had within them, like our nation itself, a capacity to be made more perfect. After a few decades after the framers met in Philadelphia, our new union faced its first true test. The White House was in flames. The British were advancing on Baltimore. That's when the fate of our nation fell to the troops at Fort McHenry. There were a varied lot, these troops: sailors, militiamen, even a runaway slave. But on one long and rainy night, they beat back the greatest navy that the world has ever known. And when that night was over, they raised a flag in triumph, inspiring an onlooker to compose a poem that became the Star-Spangled Banner. We are here today not simply to pay tribute to those patriots who founded our nation in Philadelphia or defended it in Baltimore, but to take up the cause for which they gave so much. The trials we face are very different now, but they're severe in their own right. A planet that's warming, although you can't tell today, from our unsustainable dependence on oil. I love you back. And yet, while our problems may be new, what is required to overcome them is not new. What's required is the same perseverance and idealism that those first patriots displayed. What's required is a new declaration of independence, not just in our nation, but in our own lives, in our own hearts, from ideology and small thinking, from prejudice and bigotry, from selfishness and narrow interests, an appeal not to our easy instincts, but to our better angels. That's the reason I launched my campaign for the presidency nearly 2 years ago. I did so in the belief that the most fundamental American idea that a better life is in store for all those waiting to work for it, that ideal was slipping out of reach, that Washington was serving the interests of the few and not the many, and that our politics had grown too small for the scale of the challenges we faced. So, Baltimore, starting now, let's take up in our own lives the work of perfecting our youth. In our own lives, let's build a government that's responsible to the people. Well, let's accept our own responsibilities as citizens to hold our government accountable. Let all of us do our part to rebuild this country. Let's make sure this election is not the end of what we do to change America, but only the beginning. Baltimore, join me in this effort. Join Joe Biden and Joe Biden in this effort. Join Michelle in this effort, and Nancy Pelosi in this effort, and Governor O'Malley in this effort, and the congressional delegation in this effort, and together, mindful of our proud history, hopeful for the future. Let us seek together a better world in our time. Thank you, and God bless you. The American